Hello everyone, welcome to my live stream. It is Tuesday, which means it's time for Inktober52. The prompt this week is camel, so it was pretty easy to figure out what I wanted to do because I have my theme that I try to incorporate with every one of these drawings, which is to make it about griffins. So I'm just going to make a camel griffin, so it'll be like a hippogriff where the back half is a horse, but instead of horse it's going to be camel. So I thought of an animal that a bird that had a similar sort of like neck, like a long neck like a camel, so that it would seem like it fit anatomically. And so I chose an ibis. It's sort of like a stork-like kind of bird. So I'm going to put the camel and the ibis together and make a griffin with those two animals. For anybody who has not seen Inktober52 with me, it's, as I have explained a little bit so far, I use the prompt. There's an official prompt that comes out every week, and my theme of griffins. And then I use this kit of supplies. This year I'm using this specific kit, which most of them I got at the Inktober retreat last October. Exie, hello! How are you? Exie is here in the chat. Great to see you. How are you doing? Did you have a great birthday? I hope you had a great birthday weekend. Did you do anything fun? Did you eat any delicious birthday cake? I hope so. I hope at least you had a relaxing weekend. So the first thing that I am introducing here is the Moleskine Inktober official like collab sketchbook. And then this kit of 10 pens. 5 of them are mild liners, so they're double-ended sort of highlighter style markers. And then the other 5 are fine liner pens in black and 4 colors. Caps indicate the colors. Oh, good! Yay! Always glad to hear it. Exie says, I'm alright. Thank you for asking. You're welcome. How are you? And yes, it was great. Oh, good. Yay! So glad to hear that. How are you? I am great. Having a nice start to the weekend. Yesterday was a federal holiday, so I took the afternoon off. So I'm feeling pretty recharged now, although I am looking forward to my week of vacation at the end of this month still. I'm starting to feel a little overall, a little drained. It's been a while since I've had an extended amount of time off, but overall, I'd say I'm like 98% today. I'm feeling 98% today. Okay, the next couple things in my kit, brush pens. These are getting kind of dry, so I think I'm going to open, I have 2 more, 1 each of these. So I think I'm going to open them up and test them against each other. If these seem really dry compared to the new ones, then I think I'll retire these ones. But they both have the same size brush tip on this end, and then the red one also has a small brush tip on this side. And then finally, these items were not from the Inktober retreat. They're just items that I included to make my kit complete. A Palomino black wing pencil and a sharpener for it. You heard a big sigh just now. That was Aoife. She let out a big sigh. That's my big dog. And then my little dog Chappie is over on my other side. They're almost always in here with me when I'm working. I'm in my studio. Okay, so let me get out those new pens. Cool, so you can see what they look like when they're new. They come in this kind of packaging like this. Okay, so let's open this one first. Actually, let's get open a test sheet. I think I had a test sheet that I used at the very beginning. Yeah, so let's just do some more. So here is the red pen. Yeah, it's pretty dry. Although the little end on the red pen is not as dry. So that's interesting. So let's open the new one, the new version of it. I hate this kind of packaging. And then it's got this plastic, and it's not easy to recycle it. Prefer not this kind of thing, but they were giving it away for free at the retreat, so I was like, yes, free art supplies, I'll take them. Okay, so here's the fresh one. Oh, it's just as dry, so I won't worry about it. In fact, the first line was drier. Yeah, I'm not going to worry about it at all. They're just as dry, so I'll just put this in my pen. And I have a pen stand over here with like 1,000 pens in it. Okay, so let me try the black one. Also pretty dry. Let's open the new one. That's hilarious. I did not expect did not expect the new one to be just as or even more dry than the old one. Come on, pens, you just gotta last me till the end of the year. The next year, I think I'm just going to put together a kit myself of like my favorite stuff. Yep, it's the same amount of dry, so. Equally dry, at least on this paper. The paper does make a difference. So let me hold this up so you can see how it did not really make any difference at all. Changing to the brand new, straight out of the packaging. You saw me open it. It's just as dry. That was unexpected. Okay, this is last week's. I'm pretty happy with this one. I might make this one a Patreon reward. I'm so happy with this one. This would be an awesome October Patreon reward because the vampire Halloween. Think about it. Right? Actually says 18 more drawings, pens. Hold on. Yeah, come on, pens. You can do it. Just get to the end of this year. Okay. Got the new spread open. Theme, theme is Gryphon. Prompt is camel. So, let's see. Yeah, I'll do over the, I'm considering, you know, where do I want to make it small, make it here, but I think I'll take up the whole 2-page spread. Because I got a couple reference images up on my screen over here, and I think that it'll be nice right here. The only thing, I realized this right before the stream, but I might have to look up another reference image because the ibis photo that I got, the head is in perfect focus, but the feet are all blurry. So I think I might have to look up a reference for the feet in a second, but let's just do the overall sketch first. Okay. So I'm going to start with the camel. And this camel has very round belly. It's very cute. Round belly, and then, of course, the iconic camel feature. This is one of the kind with only a single hump on it. And then you can see the hips and the back legs comes out like this. Alright, I drew the stomach so big that I think I won't be able to get the feet in. Well, we'll see. Maybe I'll be able to fit the feet because this part is smaller, and then this is like the ankle, I think, and that's really big, and then this is really thin here. Super thin. And then another, like, it's not an ankle, it's more like a knuckle. And then it has 2 toes. And then it's got the nice wide, like this part on a human hand on the back feet is like really nice and wide. Helps it walk on the sand, I think. Okay, one back leg done. The other one, and the back legs kind of go together a little bit like this. Like instead of being straight next to each other, they come in a bit. So this one goes like this, and then some beautiful curves. The curve of the thigh and then the muscle below that. And then here's this. I think this is equivalent to a human ankle because it's like a horse where it walks on the toes. And then, actually it comes out a little farther than that. And then the two toes. Boop. And the really wide, like the palm. But it's not the palm, the sole, that's what it's called when it's on a foot, the sole. The sole of a foot. Okay, that's good enough. So, you can't really see the tail too much in this reference image, but I think it would be cute to have it showing a little bit more, so I'm gonna just have it. You can barely see the tip right here, so I'm just gonna have it going weep a little bit farther out than what it actually is in the reference, because I think it's cute. Just show it. Weep. Okay, so let's see. So round, very round camel belly, like a barrel. And then it comes up into the hump like this. So there's two lines you can sort of see right here. One is from the belly coming up into the hump, and one is from the hips coming up into the hump. And then the hump itself is kind of fuzzy, like a mohawk. Its fur is like a mohawk. So that's also cute. Makes it look kind of punk. Camels are punk. I did not realize that. It's got the punk hairstyle on its hump. Okay, so that's as far as the camel part goes. Now it becomes ibis, and I need to remember to draw the wings, although on this reference that I have, the wings just sort of disappear into the rest of the body. Okay, I'm gonna get the head and the neck connected, and then I gotta find another reference image for the legs and for the wings. I wasn't thinking about that at all. I was just thinking like, oh, a camel has the long, slender neck, so what's a bird with a long, slender neck? I didn't think about the other parts of the bird. Okay. Comes down like this and up. And it's... I'll make it about this big, and then it's got, so this is like the cranium, and the beak comes right out, and it's very long beak, and it's almost like the eye is part of the beak as well. This, yep, okay, and it goes down below where the beak opens, the line where the beak opens, like that. An eye. Has a very wise looking eye. And the mouth comes right about here. And then goes straight down to the tip, like this is hanging over the bottom. The top half of the beak hangs over the bottom half of the beak by the time you get to the bottom. It seems like there's some grooves. I can't be sure, but that's what I'm seeing. So it looks like there's some grooves on the end of the beak. So I added those in. I can't be sure exactly where the nostril, or the bird equivalent of the nostril is. But there is this long line that comes down from the corner of the eye, like almost to the very end of the beak. So I'll draw that at least. And then there's like a indentation here, but I don't think this is the nostril. It might be, I see a line right here, maybe this is. I'll just draw what I see and not worry about what is it, because I cannot be sure. Okay. There. Ooh, it's looking cool already. Okay. I have never put such animals together for a griffin before. body like this. Okay, then I'll use my phone to look up ibis. Pictures, images. Ooh, nice. Thanks, Wikipedia. Perfect. So this picture on Wikipedia shows exactly what I want to see for the wings. Like the reference image that I have over here on my screen over here, it's just smooth and the whole body looks perfectly smooth. Like you can't even tell there are wings. So this is nice because I can see the outline exactly where the wings are. So let's add some wings. Maybe it would start, so the camel shoulder is right about here, so I figure a griffin wing would probably start about a little bit higher than that because there needs to be room. Griffin has 3 sets of limbs, which makes it more like an insect. That's so interesting. It's an insect according to the number of limbs. Anyway, so there needs to be room for the front legs and for the wings. So I'll draw the wings a little higher than what it might otherwise be. And then it just sort of curves down like this. It's very elegant. It's a very elegant bird. And then comes back here. I can't really tell. It doesn't look like it goes back too far. Yeah, it's got a really short tail, which is actually perfect considering that, well, I don't know. I don't know why I felt like that was perfect, but I feel like it matches well with camel. Because camels aren't really known for their long tails. And then there's this like a soft, fluffy, almost like hair hanging down feathers here too. So we'll draw those as well. And then you can just barely see another layer of feathers here. And maybe one right there too. That's good. And then I'll just draw an indication of this, the wing that's on the other side. Just a little bump right here to indicate that there's a wing on the other side as well. Now, the only thing, unfortunately, this reference image that I found on Wikipedia, the foot is covered up by grass, so I gotta find another one for the feet. Let's see. Oh, cool. Is this fishing? Oh, I think it's getting a crab. Look at this. It's getting a crab. That's cool. Good job, ibis. Let's see. That's on a log. I need a picture of it. Oh, look at this one. I'm just getting distracted. Look, this one's eating a fish. Wow. Neat. Oh, that is very cute. Oh, it's a different kind of ibis, but this is a griffin, so I can do whatever I want. I'm going to use this reference for the feet. Because look, one is up, so that's more interesting. I'll have one foot being up. I'll have to use my imagination a little bit because I need to draw it from the side, and this is from the front. But let's see. But I will try to find a reference image that shows me how many fingers, if it has 3 or 4. How many fingers you got? Ibis? It looks like it has 4. Okay. Now where'd that picture go that I was looking at before? Oh, I done lost it. Where'd you go? Some of these have webbed feet. Interesting. Oh, there's these. Look at this cute red one. What the heck? That's adorable. Dang, I lost that picture. Okay, where was it? Okay, I was on this one. And then... No? Oh, right, because I clicked on the one with the crab, and then I scrolled down from that. Oh, and then I clicked on the one with the fish. And I found it! Yay! I found the walking one. So some of these seems to depend on the species, but some of these ibis have a much more pronounced webbing between the feet, it seems. So I'm going to give it webbing because we already have the back feet being the camel with the more wide space to make it easier to walk on sand. So webbing might help do the same thing. Think of it from like an anatomical standpoint. Okay, and let's see. We've got this long, thin upper part, and then quite a pronounced, I don't know what this would, guess you could call it elbow. And then the bottom part, super thin, so thin, and then when it's down, it's so, it's almost like it goes out like a compass, like north, east, and west. The fingers just go in like 90 degree angles. Okay. And draw that webbing. And I believe, I mean, maybe this one's different, but I believe it has one, you know what? This is a gryphon, so I'm going to give it one finger going backward too. So I'm pretty sure I was seeing 4 fingers. Okay, and so this one I'm going to have going up, like being raised up, so that would actually put this elbow behind the front elbow, going back farther, and then it's just kind of this round shape, and all the fingers come together like this. I'm gonna make the neck a little bit thinner and also longer. I'm gonna have it go down further. Okay, let me clean it up a little bit with the eraser. Those changes I just made. Oh, that's a bit better. There's something on my desk going woo every time I wonder what it is. It's normally not a problem. Okay. Let me swipe all of this stuff into the trash can. All this eraser stuff. Is that all of it? I think so. Okay. Either way, this is gonna have to be good enough because we're almost halfway done with the stream. So it's a good time to start inking. Let's see. I think I'll use the smaller end of the brush pen to ink because there's a lot of really small details that I want to capture. So and even though this is a small, if you press down harder, you can still get larger lines out of it. So that's what's so nice about brush pens, so versatile like that. And it's good not only for the feathers, but for this punk rock fur on its hump. And I'm going to do little sort of rounded shapes to show that like woolly, it has like woolly fur on it for the camel, and then it becomes more smooth. The ibis feathers become smooth again. Oh, welcome back! Exie! Hello! Exie says, hello, I'm back. My internet is being funny today. Sucks when that happens. Hopefully it'll last another half hour. We just got half an hour. I wonder how much this drawing has changed since we lost you. Yeah, that doesn't sound surprising at all. I'm glad to hear it though. Actually says it's looking so weird. Yeah, I love it. Yay. Yep, as soon as I decided to do a camel, I knew it would be a weird one, so. I don't know if anything for weird beats that, what I did a seal. That was a super weird, like a flying, it was like an albatross with a seal. Yeah. I think that's the weirdest one I've done so far. Weirdest griffin so far. Hopefully the size of these feet looks alright once I'm done with considering the size of everything else. Because it's hard to gauge. I mean, especially when I have not drawn this before. So the whole thing is a big experiment, but it's like hopefully this is a good size for how big the back feet are, I guess. That's what I'm trying to say. Alright, that's good. And let's see, that wooliness for the top part is not really on the bottom part of the camel, so that's pretty smooth. I'm just looking back and forth at my reference to make sure, because I didn't draw too many details on here, so I'm just try to make sure to get the shapes right. And then at the toe, there's a line going almost all the way up to the wrist, or I guess this is the knuckle. This part is the knuckle. Anyway, I don't think the toe is actually split along that way, but the skin is dipping in and it makes a distinct shadow here. And then there's these toenails. It's interesting, the camels, especially the back legs, are actually quite similar to the ibis's back legs, especially like it gets super thin right here, and they're really big, like knee or ankle joint in comparison to that. So it actually goes well together in those respects, how the legs are. Okay, his toenails here, kind of just triangle shapes. Oh yeah, and my cute little tail that I had sticking out. Neat. We still got half an hour to do details and stuff, so I'm gonna take my time and erase. I'm gonna get my bigger eraser out for this though. Oh, I did not do this back wing though. Let me get that in there. There. It's my main drawing kit. Oh, and that reminds me, I forgot to put the little protective thingy on here. What's nice is even if I forget, once I put it back on, it seems to like rehydrate on its own, so that even if the tip got dry, it'll be moist again when I use it. So I'm glad I remembered that. It's just been sitting there all weekend. Okay, just gonna use my kneaded eraser to gently erase away most of the graphite. I'm not going to be too particular about it though. Just want to mostly clean it up and then add more ink. Probably the first thing I'll add more ink on is just establishing shadows to help this image not be so flat. I wonder if okay, hold on. I have a guess about why something is shaking whenever I erase. Oh, yeah. I have this little rolling shelf thing behind my desk, and it was pushed up against to try to keep like a centimeter of space in between. Yeah, so it was hitting that every time, so that's what that was. I don't know if you guys are noticing it at all though. It was bothering me, but maybe it wasn't captured on the... That would be good if it wasn't actually noticeable to anyone else. Okay, I think that's good. I'll do a little bit of overall. Something super nice about these kneaded erasers is just doing an overall cleanup. It's in case you got some graphite on your hand and smudged it around to little subtle areas. You can just swipe the whole drawing and then you can clean that up and not even worry about it. Okay, then with that, yeah, let's just do shadow. It's nice. Both of these reference images just happen to have a similar light source. So like there's a lot of shadow on this side of the body. So we'll do some hatching and using curved lines, and that will also help with the with giving it dimension. So the shading helps, but also using curved lines when doing hatching for shading helps as well. So like a twofold thing. there's the darkest shadow on this leg is right here where it's meeting up with the belly, but then it's also still shaded on the outside too. So I think I'll cross these lines. And just looking back and forth between my drawing and the reference over here. Wow! Dang, what game is it? Exy says in 2 hours the game will be released. It'll be 3 a.m. for me, but I'm waiting for it. I pre-downloaded it. So exciting. What game are you waiting for? It's gotta be good if you're waiting till 3 a.m. and want to play it right away. Starfield. I have not heard of that one. What's that about? What is it on? Pre-downloaded. Is it, you have it on PC? Or, I think you can do pre-download on some consoles too. Starfield. Sounds so sci-fi. Of course, it's really easy to assume this something that is in the stars is sci-fi, but sounds like an exploring game if I was only to use. That's how I like to do it too, though. Oh, well, I hope it is good for you then. Actually says, I don't know if it's good. I haven't watched any trailer, muted the word on any social media to see nothing of it. I think that it's better, at least for me, it's better to experience things that way because then I can make my own opinion about it. And because once you hear someone else's opinion, you just cannot help thinking about it and incorporating that into your opinion. And I like to just make my own opinion, so I feel you there. I hope that it's fun. Do you know at least what kind of gameplay is it? Starfield. Starfield sounds like you should be exploring like in a ship. Oh, it's sci-fi. Exy says, yes, it's sci-fi. As far as I know, it's open world space game. You can be anything you want. Oh, it sounds fun. You should let me know if it's fun. Wait, did you say what it's on? I guess I can look at it later. I can look it up later. What it's, what consoles and stuff it's on. I wonder if I've heard of it. It kind of sounds familiar, actually. Of course, lots of stuff is named Star, so maybe I'm just thinking of something else. Oh, PC and Xbox. Oh, that sounds really fun, actually. Exy says, I want to be a junk dealer and salvage everything and sell if possible. That actually sounds really like a really fun job. Like, because I love doing stuff in games where you're just collecting stuff. Either collecting things to, like, make a potion or something. What other things can you do? Do you know? I mean, since you haven't looked into it too much, and that's totally fine if you don't. If you don't know, if you were just like, what, you can be a junk dealer, sweet, that's all I need to know. And didn't look into it more, that's totally fine. Wonder what else can you be? Can you be a pirate? Ah, space pirate. That would be fun. I wouldn't actually want to be a pirate other than I would just want to just be exploring and not have to listen to anybody else's rules. But I wouldn't want to be a pirate in that I steal stuff from people. I just would want to be that romanticized pirate, like, freedom. Okay, how is my shading looking? I have so many reference images, it's getting kind of hard to pay attention to which one am I trying to look at right now. And I don't have the one that I was looking at before. Okay, this one's eating a fish. This one's catching a crab. Okay, here's the other one that I was looking at for the wings. And it's not too much shading on the wings. Just nice and soft and fluffy. Yeah. Interesting. It sounds like a cool story. Like, you're already making this story for your gameplay. You still have 2 hours before the game comes off. Exy says, just have this idea of story about space junk dealer, going to war zone, seeing what's left of it, exploring the wrecks. There's so many spaceships ever. Any battle in Star Wars, someone's got to recycle those. Right? I think they've been sort of exploring that in the recent, like, Disney Plus shows. Like, what do you do with all of this detritus that's left over? Because, I mean, even on planet Earth right now, for real, like, there are all these, like, sunken ships on the bottom of the ocean from all of the wars that we've had, and they're just sitting there. I wonder if there's people. There's gotta be people in real life who try, like, dive and try to salvage stuff from those. I bet you there is. That's gotta be a dangerous job, though. The ocean is powerful. I would just leave it. Instead of doing that as my real life job, I would leave it to the ocean. Although it does suck. It'd be good to clean it up because it's probably leaking all kinds of horrible stuff into the ocean and poisoning all of the animals that live there and all the people who go in. Yay, I'm looking forward to it. Exy says, I'm not sure what you can do, honestly. I'll have the answers for the next stream. Yay! I'll hear tomorrow about all the cool different stuff you can do. Or at least the stuff that you found out, because if it sounds like it's a really huge game, so there might be way more stuff than you can find out in a day, but I'm looking forward to hear what your experience doing a junk dealer. How's that going? That would be interesting to hear about how that kind of, because I don't feel like I've ever heard of that in a game. Okay, I'm gonna fill in the eye. The reference image, the main one that I'm using, has the black eye, but it's very shiny, so I left a little shiny on the eye. And then the whole side of the head it's not only the top feathers are black, it's white down here. It depends on which type of ibis, but some of them have a black head and then it goes into white. But then it's also just in shadow because of the light is coming from this direction. So just gonna do this big hatching over the whole thing. And we'll do some cross hatching going down. Ooh, let's do a little bit of work on the hump. It's looking kind of neglected compared to everything else. Has so much hatching on it, and then it's just blank right here, but it actually has a fair amount of shadow on it. So the sun's hitting it on the opposite side. And I'm going to do kind of randomish hatching here because it's very fuzzy and uneven. So I'm going to make the hatching uneven, and hopefully that'll give the same idea or a similar idea. And I'm going to do little squiggles because that woolly fur is here too. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Actually says, I love the shading, especially on the back legs. Yay! Yeah, the hatching is working really nicely here. I love it when it works out. Sometimes it's like, well, that's all right. But sometimes it's like, oh, you know, like singing. Yeah. Anywhere else I want to add any of this fuzzy wooliness? It's all covered up by all the rest of the woolly fur is covered up by the wing. And then, of course, right here it'll start being... I guess I could bring it forward a little bit, though. It starts becoming feathers right about here. Oops, I smudged the ink a little bit. I always do that. I was just so excited, and then I don't give it a chance to dry. Okay. I'm going to do a little bit more hatching along the bottom edge of this wing. That's one area where there's actually a distinct amount of shading compared to the rest. And I'm going to add a little bit of hatching on these like soft, long, fluffy feathers because it's actually a color shift from white to like a gray. So this hatching is to indicate the color more than the shadow. Or just indicate a change in color even if you don't know exactly what color that is. There, that's good. And maybe I'll put a little bit, so of course I don't have any reference for this little wing on the other side, it's just from my imagination, but I'll just put a little bit of hatching so that it's not looking left out compared to all this other stuff that we've got going on. Okay, something else I want to do. Interesting question. Exie says, which one do you think look cooler? One hump or two or double hump camel? I'm gonna look it up. I like this question. So I have a one hump camel right there. On my camel. On my screen right over here. Oh my god, it's so cute! I gotta say. Oh, because they're fluffier. Oh, that's so cute. Maybe it's just because of the one I'm looking at, but okay, let me click on this one. I don't know where this picture is from, but look at this adorable fluffy camel. It is so adorable. I don't know if it looks like that because it has two humps or if it looks like are there really fluffy ones? Well, based on that picture alone, oh, it's because it's winter. Based on that picture alone, I'd say the two hump camels because it's so fluffy. I've never seen that before. It looks like a dog. It looks like a chow chow dog. We'll hold it up again. Camera, can you focus? Show this fluffy beauty. Oh. Well, I guess that's as good as it's getting it. Just look how fluffy. That's just so fluffy. That is so cute. Thank you for that question, because I never knew that a camel could be so adorable. Yeah, I do have a bit of a bias toward the two-hump camel now because of that picture that I just saw. Now I'm just adding a little bit of extra ink underneath the feet to help give it a sense of gravity. Because I don't have any environment for this image. So by giving it the extra underneath the feet, it'll help it feel like it's grounded, even though there's not really any ground to speak of in this picture. Exie, what do you think? I guess you asked which one's cooler. Asking which one's cooler is harder. The winter two-hump camel is definitely the cutest. The cutest one. As far as cool, though, I don't know if the two-hump one looks cool, necessarily. It looks cute. Maybe that's the switch off. So the two-hump one looks cute, and the one-hump one looks cool. Maybe that's what it is. Yeah, it looks so cute, cuddly. Yes, actually, says I like the double hump one too. It looks more unique and cuddly. Yep, especially those winter ones. It's like I never knew such a thing. And there's like this one. It's got the furs like hanging way down. This long fur. What a great question. I really enjoyed looking that up. Okay, I'm doing a similar thing on the belly here. Adding a little bit more ink to give it weight underneath the image, or underneath at the bottom of the animal, the gryphon, to show that gravity is on this side, that light is on the opposite side. Light as in like photons, not light as in the opposite of heavy. And let's do the same thing on this bottom part of the neck here. And maybe just a bit suggesting a similar thing on the bottom edge of this wing, but the wing is really nice and light, and you know the feathers are thin, so I don't want to do a really thick uninterrupted line like here, so just do this, just a few little strokes to help indicate that. So let's do the same thing underneath the head. What I don't want the beak to become too heavy at the end, so I'm just going to do right around here. What about 5 minutes? What else? Yeah, it makes sense why they would be so fluffy. Wikipedia says, okay, Exie says, Wikipedia says those are called Bactrian camels. They're adapted to cold deserts in the middle of Asia. And this is a quote: conditions are extremely harsh. Vegetation is sparse, water sources are limited, temperatures are extreme. The coat of the Bactrian camel can withstand cold as low as negative 30 degrees Celsius, which is negative 22 Fahrenheit, in winter, to 50 degrees Celsius or 122. Holy crap! That is very hot. 122 Fahrenheit in summer. Wow. I'm less surprised. I mean, negative 30 Celsius is very cold. I don't know if I've ever been in weather that cold. I have been in 122 Fahrenheit. I've been in 124 Fahrenheit, and but that seems crazy to be to have fur on, to be a being that has completely covered in fur, and to be in 122 degrees Fahrenheit, 50 degrees Celsius. Crazy. That is so hot. But maybe it's like, they say that the fur can, so like with a dog, up to a certain temperature, the fur can actually keep cold air in. Of course, once it gets too hot, then it doesn't really work anymore, but wow. So the one-hump camels must be the ones that are like in the Middle East. And then, so they're just adapted for hot all the time, I guess. Those are the ones I've seen the most. I guess it makes sense. Have not really seen the two-hump ones as much. I knew that they existed. I like not drawing at all. I'm just thinking about camels. That's so interesting. Animals are so cool. I love animals. They are so cool and have so many interesting things that what they can do to survive on this crazy planet. There's only a little over a minute left, so I think I'll call it good. Let me write my usual stuff. Inktober52. Man, I wonder if there's just like a book about camels that I can read. So interested now. Camel. Okay, and then the date, right? Yes. The 5th. 05, September. I think this is my first one in September. Yeah, it's got to be 05. Yay! Okay, I hold it up close. I haven't really held it up close at all so far this stream, so you can see a lot of the hatching work that I did now. Yeah, these 3 little lines, I'm not sure if I'm just seeing things, but they seem to be on the reference image that I was looking at, so I put them on there. And hatching, cross-hatching, and the squiggly lines to make the woolly kind, and here's the punk rock hair on the top of the hump, and these fluffy feathers. Yeah. I think the size of the feet is good between the camel feet in the back and the bird feet, the ibis feet in the front. Yay! There it is. I think that's a pretty good griffin using a camel. I've never seen such a thing before. A camel griffin. Oh, you're welcome! And thank you for the nice compliments. Actually, it's looking perfect. And I love the coat. And also, thank you so much for the stream in the chat. Yes, thank you for joining me. I always have such a great time when we're able to chat about stuff. And then you give me cool questions, and I'm like, what? I did not know all this cool stuff about camels. So fun. Okay, well, we are exactly at time. So we'll call it good there. I will be back tomorrow at the same time. We'll be doing a lucky dip for random art supplies. So looking forward to chatting with you then. Oh, and Exy, enjoy your game. I hope it's awesome. That's it for today. Thank you for watching.